Well, I've got a unique and interesting headlamp for you. And maybe, I don't know if I'm blinding you or not, but I got something to show you. Alright, maybe I'll turn this off for a minute while we talk. This is the FLEXIT headlamp, or the FLEXIT headlamp 2.5 for that matter. This is a kind of a universal flood wide-angled headlamp. The best way to put it, as you can see, it is not your standard just headlamp on one side, maybe batteries built in, or maybe the small battery thing on the back, and that's it. No, this actually gives you 360 degrees of light, and actually you have the choice of having the side lights on or off. You don't have to have them on. While you're having it on the head, you can actually kind of change the angle of where the light is actually coming down. There's not a hinge. It just basically has kind of like that, you know, your old toys, that like the Gumby toy, and you just kind of bend the arms. Similar to that, to be honest, and how it actually works and how it actually bends into it. There's some things I like about this, and there's some things that I don't like about this. For one, the thing I really do like is these side LEDs do make a big difference in certain circumstances. This headlamp is one of those things that I'm probably going to have handy when I'm working on my vehicle in the engine compartment, because when I use my traditional headlamp, and I actually have some really nice headlamps, I really do, I usually use my hiking headlamps or my backpacking headlamps, and they're fine, they're great, they're very bright, but you are limited to the straightforward type action. You get a little flood out. These floodlights actually do work really good with your peripherals. You can actually catch things a little bit easier. Downside to that I don't like, I kind of do wish that it had the traditional type hinge, because what happens, and this isn't that big of an issue, however, when you have it on your head and you actually are tilting it down, it can actually kind of dig into your head a little bit. And so if you're pointing it down constantly, long-term use, it might not be as comfortable. They do have a nice pad on the back here, but as you can see, maybe I'll bring it in here. Maybe I'll bring it in real quick. So as you can see, you can kind of see these corners right here. Those corners, as you can see how as I bring it down, you can see the foam kind of bends back. And that's the piece right there that kind of digs into the forehead. I shouldn't say digs, but it definitely makes contact with my forehead at times. And over long periods of use, that probably would get a little annoying. Typically when I start noticing it, I just kind of push the headlamp back up a little bit and it just kind of put it out of the way. But that's definitely something to bring up, is that specific item. On the back here, we actually have the battery compartment, which if you open up, it just has 3 AAA batteries. Just a clip on the one side and a hinge. Kind of that hinge that I kind of wish almost was on this side. You obviously have the cable to connect them. On the back of the battery, that's your button. That's actually how you control the actual headlamp. And if we push that button, we go through the high mode, just center mode, kind of a medium mode. We have different flashing modes, and then we start over again. If we push and hold this at any time, it turns it off. And then one other thing to bring up is the back headlamp light will actually glow as well for safety. So if you were hiking or walking on the road or something at night, people will actually see the back side of you as well. So that's a really nice thing that I like as well, is that specifically. The lighting itself is pretty darn bright. LED lights. These are actually Cree LED lights. So if you're familiar with LED lights out there, Cree actually makes a really high quality LED module. So these should last a very long time. Total lumen output is about 250. So not crazy, but for a simplistic kind of small headlamp, and I have a hard time saying small, but not bad for the amount of light output that it has. And it is weather resistant, so you can wear this in the rain. You're not going to worry about it too much at all. So I'm going to shoot away from you for this one. So right now I have it on the standard mode as you first turn it on. We have our spotlight in the middle here, and maybe I'll go off to the side. And then we have the outside lights. This would be those side LEDs. If I turn those off, you can see that it actually makes a pretty big difference for the angle out here. These outside lights, and we can go to medium, low, then our flashing, kind of our safety light, and then go back to full. These lights are not meant to be super bright, right? The main attraction is where you're actually looking straight ahead. But your peripherals are catching a lot more that if I turn this off, now my peripherals are not really catching this. So that's what we're gaining with those side LEDs. And there's just four, 2 on each side, 4 small LEDs that do make a difference, to be honest, in how much you actually see. And then just in the angle, I can change the angle. But like I said, if you go too low, that's when it starts digging into the forehead a little bit. But this is the comfortable spot for me right here. So the company that makes this headlamp, the FLEXIT headlamp, is a company called Stryker. And they make some various LED products. They make some other lighting products as well. This is their headlamp, obviously. They also think they have a clip light as well. I haven't tried that one. This is the first Stryker product I've actually used. But for what it is, has a lot of promise, has a lot of usage. This is not going to be something that I'm probably going to say, oh yeah, for the backpacker out there, for the hiker. Probably not going to be my first go-to device. Just more sheer size, weight. But use has a lot of uses. Around the house, fantastic. In the garage, fantastic. I actually took this to work and put it on my hard hat. Really liked it in that regard as well. So this has definitely some uses for you. Do I like it? I actually kind of do. Some of the other products that I've used for headlamps, you're talking $40 to $100. This is on the low end of that. So this is, I think, sitting at $39. I will put a link at the top of the description, so take a peek at it if you'd like to. If you're interested, definitely check them out. If you have any questions, let me know below. Please comment, share, subscribe on the video if you can for me. Hit the like button if you liked it. And yeah, check out the Stryker FLEXIT headlamp. But other than that, we'll catch you back here for another future review pretty soon. Thanks for stopping by.